Hi, it's Tacticus, and today we're going to play Indiana Jones and go on the hunt for some relics. What are they? Which ones exist? And how long will I have to wait to finally get that reverse relic I'm searching for ages now? Before we begin, let me know in the comments what relic you are currently hunting for. For me, it is reverse, but the thought of making my Celestine better in legendary events or making my Rodbone into a mini Maladus in a pinch is just very tempting. If you want to help me out, why not use my referral code BAD60ADO for 100 Blackstone for you and varying rewards for me when you reach certain levels. Thank you all that did that, and thank you dear watcher for considering it. What are they? Relics are unique mythic equipment items that only a select few, or even just one character, can use. They replace the more common variant of the equipment slot they take, and offer an additional ability as a bonus to the usual benefit of their normal counterpart. Those abilities scale with the upgrade level of the relic. If you look at the character screen of a mythic character, you can see which equipment slot can be replaced by a relic. For characters that already have one, this is of course accurate. But for the others, there's this little warning that this is just a preliminary decision and could change to another slot. There is a small blue border around the relic slot. You can recognize the relics themselves by the kind of spiky orange border around their picture opposed to other equipment's smooth border. As all mythic equipment items, they can't be unequipped. You can only replace them with a higher level mythic equipment. You can, however, always equip a character's relic over even a higher leveled normal mythic equipment. There are 11 not so unique relics in the game that can be used by multiple characters, most often of a single faction. The exception is the Relic Bolt Pistol, a crit relic, which can be used by a diverse cast of Imperial characters, Bellator, Sarquel, Swordbrother Godswill, Titus and Tiark, and enhances their melee PS ratio and crit damage for ranged attacks with a doubled bonus against Chaos or Xenos enemies. Similarly, the crit relic Maw-Claws of Cyrex can be taken by the Patermine and the melee-focused Tyranids, the Parasite of Mortrax, the Tyrant Guard and the Winged Prime. The relic Power Fist is a third crit relic with multi-faction appliances. Applies to Barakiel, Burkhardt and Mataneo. Lastly, the Book of Fate is a crit booster that applies to Abraxas, Archimatos and Tomachus. Other multi-hero relics only apply to characters of a single faction, which makes sense with the far less standardized equipment different armies would bring to bear on the battlefield. They tend to not include legendary characters, which will probably get more unique and fitting relics down the road. Those only work for 3 characters of their faction each, which you can see on screen when I name them. There's the defensive relics, Super Cyborg Body for the Orcs and Relic of Lost Cadia for the smaller, quote-unquote, non-named Astra Militarum characters. The crit boosters are currently the most abundant relics, having the Amulet of the Voidworm for the Genestealer cults, Cardiocore Galvanus for the Adeptus Mechanicus, Netherrealm Casket for the Necrons, Orbs of Decay for the Death Guard, and Talisman of Range for the World Eaters. The 6 remaining relics are tailored to a single character. There is the Advanced Burst Cannons for Ravas, the Talon of Horus for Abaddon, the Ardent Plate for Celestine, and Vitarus for Mephiston for crit relics, the Intoxicating Elixir as a crit booster for Chiron, and the Phoenix Gem for Etana as a block booster. With some of those multi-use relics, we have 17 relics in total, most being crafted onto a crit booster or crit relic, and a total of 43 out of 100 characters served for at the moment. With the release of Adamata and Trier, we've learned that not every new character will immediately come with a new relic. You will need some time to get your characters to Mythic anyways, but Chiron had his relic immediately included in game, which I took for a sign for the others, but I guess they'll come later. Relics are available in 2 main ways at the moment. I'll start with the more niche option of some relics being available in the 5th Mythic mission of characters. If you want to learn more about them, you can watch my inaugural video here, where I also guide you through the missions for the most blue starred characters out there. I always do the Mythic questline guide with every new character released, starting with Chiron, so keep that in mind if you ever hunt for a solution for those. Only a few do include a relic as a reward, but with the high cost and low chance to get them otherwise, this is a blessing. There is a Book of Fate for Akimatos, a Cardiocore Galvanos for Exeter Row, a Super Cyborg Body for Gibber Scraps, a Talisman of Rage for Macer, and a Relic Bolt Pistol for Titus. While that's only 5, you don't need to use them for the character at hand. Doing Gibber's mission to get the cyborg body parts for Snotflogger, for example, is a good idea, and a lot of people will have him at Blue Star for Archaeotech farming anyways. I guess you can also keep an eye out not to overcommit for those equipments. Imagine buying 3 Books of Faith earlier and then finish Akimatos, you'll end up with a useless relic unless another character using it is released. This is very unlikely, but a warning is still in place. The second and more obvious is the Rogue Trader, where you get offered a single featured relic every Battle Pass season in the middle of the top row for 285 Archaeotech. If you already own the max amount of needed copies, or have bought one this season already, you will get Mythic Salvage in that slot instead. So far, we have seen the Book of Fate and the Relic Bolt Pistol in that slot, so it's well possible it is meant to give easy access to relics you'll need multiple of. I could be wrong, and we could get a single character relic at some point, of course. Then, there's a 10% chance of getting a relic in the middle of the second row of the Rogue Trader as well. This time, the one you get is absolutely random. Refreshing the shop refreshes the chance, so if you were absolutely desperate and had a time limit, you could speed things along with Blackstone refreshes. Multi-use relics always cost the same 285 Archaeotech, while single character relics cost 430 Archaeotech instead. You only need one after all. It's a bit like GW's character pricing. The chance of a relic appearing has nothing to do with your own roster though. For example, I got the Necron relic without having any Necron at Blue Star or Mythic. Now, I wasn't able to find out whether the chance of a specific random relic appearing is weighed by number of characters that can use it, or whether it is just a 1 out of 17 chance whenever a relic appears at all. If it's the latter, you would have a chance of 0.588% for a specific relic you want every day. If it was the former though, the chance would fluctuate per relic between 0.23% for single character relics and 1.16% for the Relic Bolt Pistol, which is the most ubiquitously used. The 1 4-character one would be 0.93%, and the more common 3-character ones would be 0.70% each. I refreshed the Rogue Trader a lot, and from people that I spoke to and my own gut feeling, I feel it is weighted. I have no evidence, however, so this is pretty hypothetical. You can see that those chances either way are really small. Like, you have a 0.6% chance of getting a legendary character with a single drop without the help of the pity system. To be fair, it's still better than hunting for a specific legendary character, but we all know how many pulls can happen until you actually get a legendary, and that's with the pity system active. The Relic Bolt Pistol with the higher chance would almost equal to a single drop getting you an epic character. So, how long will I have to wait for my Reverse Relic now? Take this with a grain of salt, of course, as technically it would be possible never to roll a 6 on a dice in your entire life, but it's very unlikely. So the chance of me getting no Reverse Relic on any given day is 99.41%. I've scaled my table to a maximum of 3 years of waiting, and here's what I've found. If not wait, after waiting a year, you have an 88.39% chance to see a specific relic. That's lower than I would have thought. If waited, all the chances, but the 1-character relics are above 90%, with the very specific ones at only 57.25% of a chance of seeing it. To get to a 90% chance, you would have to wait 989 days. and even that wouldn't guarantee the preferred outcome. So, how long to wait to get to a 50% chance? Although that border is, as everything, pretty arbitrary. Unweighted, it would be 118 days. Weighted, the bolter would be 60 days, the Tyranid one 75 days. The common 3-character relics would be 99 days, and for the 1-character relics, it would still be 298 days. The chances aren't great, and hunting for a specific one will in any case take some time. Which is a shame, because some of them are really great. This leaves out the possibility of the system right out ignoring relics you already have enough of, which would at least mean you could enhance your chance for specific ones by buying whatever you get along the way. We simply do not know at this point. You can double the speed of searching for a certain one by refreshing, but at 50 Blackstone a day and the outcome still being random and taking a long time anyways, I would never do that. Now that we've learned so much about relics, do they actually have any downsides? First off, imagine you have been waiting for that elusive relic for a long time and see it. You are 50 archaeotech short. Tough luck. Maybe you can find it again soon-ish. That's a problem. As long as you're searching for one, you will have to keep the 430 or 285, depending on which one, archaeotech in your back pocket and not spend them. That at least costs you the opportunity of not buying the 7.5 or 5 Mythic experience books respectively right now. Of course, you will spend that archaeotech on the relic eventually after all, which also cuts into your budget of experience books you pretty much exclusively bought with archaeotech before. Now we need experience more than ever before. You really need to consider whether even to put stock into relics at all. You can get mythic items otherwise, for example as a random reward in the arena end chest. They don't have the extra ability, but better values than the highest legendary equipment after all, and you can theoretically also craft them without needing to spend archaeotech. You can even find them in high-level salvage run if you are lucky, even if you bought them at a cost of 145 archaeotech, which is still only a little over half compared to multi-character relics and slightly more than a third of single-character relics. They would cost a lot less. So the real question for each of the characters is more or less, do you even want to invest in a relic, or is the normal mythic equipment enough? It will depend on your focus in-game and the ability the relic grants. For guild raids, you won't need Reva's or Aetana's relic, but for legendary events, I think they could be fantastic. For legendary events, conversely, the Atmec one isn't worth it. But to squeeze the last drop of damage out of Exeter Row for guild raids, it will definitely make sense. If you need a second one for Ton or even Sidejax is dubious though. Then there's the actual values of the relics. You might be aware that there's generally two choices for each equipment slot. More crit chance or more crit damage. More armor and health or just more armor. For most characters there's one choice that's better for what you want to do. But relics will nail you down on that choice. You can't even exchange them if you later find out that it was a bad choice. Generally, yes, the mythic versions are better, but if you wanted a specific chance fitting to the hits count of a character, it might not be that desirable. For some, you don't have the choice at all. Legendary block items have a 20% to 35% chance of blocking. And for Mythic, there is only the perfected Force Shield for 30% existing at all. Block relics don't exist at all now. For boosters of both kinds, block and crit, you just have the upsides going from a 5% to a 6% increase of the related chance and the other numbers going up, so we don't have to put thought into these. Those relics are just a bonus ability, no downsides. The crit relics are all based on the 35% crit chance items with the lower crit damage. I think only Ragnar and maybe the Sororitas prefer the higher damage, as they have their own way of increasing their crit chance. I personally prefer the reliability of the higher chance most of the time, especially for the possible chains of multi-hit characters, but please let me know what you generally pick and why. The two defensive ones are based on the health plus armor items, which are in most cases considered better, as marginally higher armor won't make much difference at some point compared to the guaranteed pierce damage of enemies. Now, that's it for today. If you've watched all the way, I'd love if you subscribe to my channel and help me get on our way to 3000 subscribers. Relics are a fun upgrade on the normal equipment items. Their rarity and the randomness of getting them throws a wrench into any planning though, and their expensive nature probably means you won't be able to afford them all outright. If you even want that, because you will want to buy more experience books as well. As I've discussed in this video, the shards don't actually come that much faster, which will down the line starve us of archaeotech faster if we just indiscriminately spend. I'd love a system that either weighs the relics towards the characters that can actually use them, or at least give us a fixed relic slot in the rogue trader, which would speed up the process of searching a lot. Having to hold back a large quantity of archaeotech for a small chance feels pretty bad. It will just lead to fear of missing out, and I don't think that's the feeling we want cultivated in this game. I do really love the idea of relics and having another layer to characters, and most of them feel pretty good to me. Just let us actually get them and I'm all in. If you want to see more videos, why not watch this video on how the in-game economics have changed since the Mythic update, or watch this automatically selected video. I'm still wondering whether those videos are chosen well. Let me know in the comments whether that video in the corner is actually of interest to you. Have a nice day and thanks for watching.